All right, this is Steve here. Haven't been on for quite a while, and this is kind of an explanation why. Since I last talked to you, and I said I was going to do things once a week, maybe twice a week, depending. Well, between now and then, life got in the way. Ended up being in the hospital, and I was in the hospital twice since I have been on here last. The second time, I went in with my blood pressure being 220 over 110. Fortunately, according to the paramedics, I wasn't having a heart attack, but my blood pressure was through the roof. So they took me in, and I was immediately taken to a bed. There was no waiting in triage or anything like that. I went straight in. The doctor came to see me fairly quickly. They did tests on me, blood work, all that stuff, and said, Doc, you're staying here. So this was a late Thursday, and the doctor that came in to see me said, well, on Monday, you're going to Hamilton General for an angiogram. I've been in some pain, and I wasn't feeling great, but I had no numbness in my arm, nothing like that. So there was no indication at that point. I've had a heart attack previously. So this was just a continuation of the whole thing, I guess. So on the Monday, I went down to Hamilton General in a transport type ambulance and proceeded to be checked out for my angiogram, and eventually a lot of holdups during the day, but eventually I got in for the angiogram. I was in there maybe 10 minutes. It's hard to tell because you're not completely out, but they give you some type of sedation. Um, they discovered, and there was actually 3 doctors working on me, which was kind of interesting. They After a little while, one of the doctors leaned over and started talking to me because I'm still basically awake, although I'm totally unaware of what was going on. And he said, "Gonna put in some stints. Might as well. We got to do it. You're here." And so I said, "Fine." Um, I was taken out to the waiting area, the recovery area, and had a few complications, but that's another story, another time. Turns out, well, quoting one of my doctors, if you had come in a week later, there is a good chance you would either had a massive heart attack, a massive stroke, or just died. Turns out that one of my arteries was 90% blocked, and the second artery was 99% blocked. And I tell you, I felt like a new man after they put those stents in. It was night and day. Excuse me. The only problem now is I have no energy, no strength, and they tell me it's going to take a year for me to rebuild that and get back to not exactly where I was, because there are now limitations that I have to be really careful with. My salt intake, and I tell you, things are really bland. But it's a choice you make. You either want to be here and be healthy, or you don't. Well, I do. I want to stick around for a while. I got people to bug. I just want to be able to get on with my life and enjoy what I have left. So this particular video, I'm going to talk a little bit about the new normal. The new normal for me. I realized too, by doing this, well, I've known this for years. I'm not the only one going through these things, and getting used to the new normal is something we all have to do as we age. I'll be 70 in less than 2 months. Um, so I've got to realize that I can't do the things I did when I was 30 or 40 or 50. I just can't do them. You think you can because inside of you, there's this 16-year-old kid who wants to do everything, and you can't. Um, they they say that youth is wasted on young people, and yeah, I could do things with what I know now completely differently, but I have the future, and I am very grateful that I'm still here. I look at this life as a privilege. Um, a lot of my friends didn't make it this far. Um, I lost a lot of friends, even all the way back to high school. I lost friends since high school. So me being able to still be here is just amazing. So as I plod on with my new normal, right now I can only do maybe an hour's functioning a day. I get tired. It's going to take a while for my body to um, just get back to where it was. Lana has stepped in. I had already backed off a fair bit with the store because of my cancer and having a previous heart attack. I was going in maybe a day or two, uh, at the most 3 a week, and I was doing the rest. Well, now I go in for an hour or so every other day or something, and that's about all I can do. But then I realize, like I said, I'm blessed to be here, uh, and I'm not the only one. So part of my thinking is, now that I'm back functioning, I've got the computer doing a thing. If you look behind me, there is a second layout for a YouTube. I'm going to be doing a couple of things on YouTube, and a weekly podcast, um, where it will include some interviews with people. But basically, the weekly podcast I'm going to do is talking about the new normal. I've looked around to see if I could find YouTube videos and any podcasts or anything about not just necessarily getting old, but getting used to a new normal. It's not age that has anything to do with it. You can get really sick at any point in your life, and I mean, people having strokes in their 20s and 30s, and they have to get used to a new normal. You have to adjust your eating habits. You adjust, um, when you go out, how long you go out. Uh, I've even adjusted my sleeping time. I'm actually sleeping a lot more now than I used to. Um, Probably a good thing. It's definitely a new thing for me. I'm used to waking up at 6:30. Well, now I'm waking up at 9:30. Not doing, basically anything different. When I woke up 6:30 every day, I didn't have to set an alarm. I just woke up and got on with my day. And now I just wake up, and only it's 9:30 instead of 8:30 or 6:30. Sorry. Also realize when I'm talking to people that a lot of people struggle with a change in life, the new normal. A lot of people, mostly men that I talk to, really have trouble adjusting to retirement. They've been used to doing things all their life, used to being out there, being active, doing things. And unless you can replace that with other things, you're not going to get anywhere. You will just get more and more depressed. Uh, I've even watched on TV shows where you'll see the husband goes into retirement and the wife, after about a month or two, just wants to kick him out because he rearranges everything that she's done all her life. Things like that. I'm also finding out that there's a fairly high divorce rate in adults after retirement. It just you have to, and that's what I'm learning. You have to replace it. Now, fortunately, I'm able to replace what I'm doing with this. I can talk to you. I can talk to about these different things. Lana has asked me. Well, we kind of talked about it among ourselves. It's an idea we've had for a while. I'm going to do a YouTube channel for the store, telling people how to brew a cup of tea properly. We'll talk about tea, the differences between green tea. Her and I will have conversations that will be based around what the store is doing, what tea is, that type of thing. So that's going to give me uh, other things to do, and maybe that'll happen once a week. Sometimes it'll be just me doing it, but we'll have a setup for doing the videos, and we'll make it, Steve's Tea Company videos. I will, once I start getting my strength back, which probably won't be till the fall, maybe even next year. I want to revisit a lot of the places that I went to during my life, reflections of my life. I want to talk to people that I knew. Um, if it's possible, I don't know because it's kind of a long shot, but I would love to go to Zimbabwe, where I was born. I have no memories of it. I was 2.5 when I left, and yes, I've seen pictures of Victoria Falls. I've seen pictures of me in a pram beside Victoria Falls. But there's no recollection up here. There's no memories that. So if I get a chance to go visit Zimbabwe, wow, that would be wonderful. I found out by getting my birth certificate done, which cost me $700 US to have a birth certificate sent from Zimbabwe. But I also found out because of that, I'm entitled to a Zimbabwean citizenship, which would be interesting. It would be my third. So, hey, who knows? If it would be done, it'd be done just because I can. Just, I've had Lana's told me there are a lot of people that have asked how I'm doing. So this is going out to them. I'm doing. I lost about close to 12 pounds during this. When I was in the hospital before the angiogram, I just felt awful. I just felt awful. At some points, you get to the point where you go, okay, I don't want this anymore. If this is how I'm going to have to be forever, I don't want it. Not that I would go out and kill myself. It's just that's how you feel at this time. And I think one of the things that I'm realizing with people who retire and they have this new normal, they don't talk about these things. They internalize them. But you need to talk about it. And like when it comes to having cancer, because I've gone through it on more than one occasion, I don't mind if people come in and talk to me about it. And I think when it comes to us having a new normal, whether it's come from age, whether it's come from illness, we tend to, like I said, internalize. We don't talk about it. we see other people having their problems and we kind of go, well, I shouldn't share mine. Well, other people sharing their problems because it helps them to share it. It's not a woe is me thing. Um, people are genuinely kind-hearted and are willing to listen and help. There are ideas out there. There's lots of them. U.S. is proving that right now. But when it comes to people that you know well, people that you're fairly close to, don't hide things from them. Talk about things. And what you're going to find with a lot of people going, wait a minute, I had, yeah, that was happening to me and I wasn't sure how to handle it. So maybe we can talk together about it. I found that when I first was diagnosed with my cancer, talking to other people that had gone through what I was going through was beautiful. It was so helpful. Knowing that you're not alone is amazing. It just, there are people out there who care. And if you don't know them, find them. Be one. That's the biggest thing in life is if you can't find somebody who cares, just show other people you care and you'll find people that care. It'll come. Uh, it just, I know I rambled on a bit about what's going on, but I want people to know that you can email me. You can talk to me about these things. It's I guess that this whole channel that I want to put out here is how to handle the new normal, whether, like I said, it's through retirement or through health problems. There are limitations when you step into this new normal. I am so limited with the things I can do right now. It has been a struggle. It's been a huge struggle for me. I have, just come home and come up here into my bedroom and sobbed. Although I'm not feeling sorry for myself. Please don't get me wrong. It's just when you struggle to handle things, you go through times when you get pretty low. So anyway, listen long enough for me today. I'm going to try my best to be on here at least once a week. Maybe a little more often, no more than twice a week. I mean, that's going to be too much, but we'll see what we can do. And we'll keep in touch. You call me if you want. Talk to me in the store. Email me if you're not close. I'm here. Okay? This is Steve out, and I will see you soon.